Okay, funny story. My wife was listening to my podcast the other day. Yes, she does that. And she said, "What's this thing called Whatnot you keep talking about on your podcast? Are you shopping without me?" Yes, I am. I'm cheating on you. It's called Whatnot. It's live shopping with chat, and it's a lot of fun. Look, I coach a lot of people online. I coach people to make money online. Most don't know how to do it. And I have been telling a few lately to go to Whatnot, see what they're doing, and give it a try. If you're a Whatnot seller, you really shine, and your people find you. And that's a big deal because if you're selling online, they need to find you for you to make money, right? And then they become repeat customers because they see your face, not just your logo. Whatnot is the largest dedicated live shopping platform, whether it's beauty, it's collectibles, electronics, luxury, fashion, even cookies. Yep, cookies. Sellers are building real thriving businesses. Anyone can do it too. Some people on Whatnot are selling, get this, 10 times as much as they do on other major marketplaces. And you don't know this, but Whatnot buyers spend more than an hour on the app every day. They're not browsing. That's why they call them buyers. They're buying your stuff. So here's how it works. You go live, you showcase your products, and you earn real income. Search Whatnot, WHATNOT, in the App Store, download, and you can start selling right away. So I've been talking about the glasses I ordered from Zenni Optical, my sponsor. Now, I've never ordered glasses online before. I didn't trust it, to be honest. But mine had a scratch, and Zenni was my sponsor, so I kind of sort of had to do it, right? I mean, I can't tell you about it if I haven't done it. So my previous thinking was, prices are too cheap. These can't be good. I'm not going to like them. I'm picky. I take that back. Mine costs about $70, and I can't tell the difference from the $500 pair I purchased 2 months ago. By the way, my wife likes them too. She said they look good on your face, and I want some too. And at about $70 or less, I can buy them. I am surprised, and I'm a customer. Zenni Optical has prescription glasses, sunglasses, blue light lenses, all starting at under $30. Go to Zenni.com, pick a frame, upload your prescription. They'll ship it to your door. No appointment, no store, no upsell at the counter. And Zenni has that virtual try-on, so you can see exactly how the frames look on your face, and that is very cool and confidence building. If your glasses are overdue for a refresh, now it's time. Go to Zenni.com/podcast and use the code podcast15 for 15% off your first order. The styles sell out pretty quick, so don't sit on this. Go to Zenni.com/podcast, promo code podcast15.
Never give up, fighting till the end, gotta get back up. No time for loss, fighting till the end, no matter what the cost. Keep moving, gotta get back up. What? Keep moving, gotta get back up. Keep moving, gotta get back up. What? Keep moving, gotta get back up.
How are you? Come on in. I got some space. You want to sit in the spit zone? Come on here. I cleaned out my studio the past couple of days. Because of my hip replacement, I have not been able to do stuff like that. But I got tired of sitting around, so I just came here and did it. So I feel better these days. But come on in. So yesterday we spent some time talking about, are you thinking too much about what other people are thinking about you? And is it holding you back? The answer, probably. In fact, I'll go so far as to say that we all do that. We all think about what other people think about us. And if you don't, I'm not sure I want to be your friend. I've met you before and I didn't really like it. But so if you're here, I probably wouldn't be your friend. But I think we all do that, right? Today, though, I want to talk about what's blocking you. I'm going to give you a technique that will help you face your passion, find your passion, if you will. And stumbled upon this probably 13, 14 years ago and started one day with a client and just kept doing, done it hundreds and hundreds of times now. It works. It may take you 5 minutes or 5 days. Hang on, I'll tell you about it in a second here, okay? It is a daily boost from motivationtomove.com, the positive boost you need every single day for, we're in our 18th season these days. That's crazy. Isn't that crazy? My name is Scott Smith. I'm the Chief Motivating Officer around here. I got an email the other day. Somebody said, "Scott, where'd you get the title Chief Motivating Officer?" I think it was the first to have it. There are some of them copied me since then, but you know, like anything else, it came around food, and it was complete happenstance. Nobody knew it was going to happen, which happenstance. No, I think that's what that means. I was out with my friend Tom one night, and being a former fat guy living in a relatively thin guy's body, always just milliseconds away from falling face first into a basket of French fries. It could happen right now. We were at Applebee's, a neighborhood bar, having some chicken wings, some French fries, and some beer. Brutus, I think they call it, the big beer. And we're talking about what I'm going to be doing, and he's all excited, and he's trying to help me out a little bit. And he reaches over, and he pulls a napkin out from under my beer. And he starts writing on the napkin. You know, good things start on the back of napkins, right? In this case, it had beer and chicken wing sauce all over it. And he wrote down Chief Motivating Officer. He said, "That's what you're going to call yourself." I said, okay, that's cool. Thank you. You never know what's going to happen. Listen, come here real close, okay? I really focus in on helping people discover their passion in life. And I have learned something. I have learned that little default passion is in there, and it's just there, and most people won't admit it. Everybody's trying to pick a passion off a shelf, and this is my passion, I'm going to go do it. No. Doesn't work that way. You stumble into it. It reveals itself upon you. A little idea comes into your head, or maybe you just get an experience and say, I kind of like that. I had no idea I was going to be doing this. No idea. I had none. Little by little, the pieces come together, and here we are in our 18th season. So if you're trying to find a way to figure stuff out, hang in there. It does happen, okay? All right, let's talk about what's going to block you today. And this is a little technique, not what's going to block you, but how to stop being blocked. So like I said a minute ago, when we do Face Your Passion, when I say face your passion, people come to me all the time and say, Scott, I want to find my passion. I said, well, I can't help you find it. I don't know where it is. Nobody gave me the memo. I have no idea. And we can go through all the stuff that everybody else does, and we can try to, make a list, and we can give you some ideas and spend years coaching you the whole thing. It just doesn't work that way. And what happens is you find yourself spinning your wheels. Remember this. You kind of have to know where you are right now before you can get where you want to be. And most people don't want to do that. So if you come to me and say, Scott, I want to face my passion. I find my passion, my purpose, my meaning and legacy in life. First thing I'm going to say is also, where are you today? Which is why we always start out with awareness. We spend the first month in Face Your Passion with awareness. That's it. And people they love when it happens. It takes 4 or 5 days before it kicks in. Maybe 2 weeks for the slow learners. But once it does, once you look in that mirror, once you can't lie anymore, oh my God, does it ever open up? And you start to figure out what we're doing is we're taking away the stuff we don't like and leaving what we do. So you got to understand that concept. It's a very different process to really get to what you're passionate about. My guess is you could find it this afternoon all by yourself if you wanted to. But once I get people going down this process, and I get them to buy into becoming aware, basically understanding everything that's going on in their life. We have a diary that we do. Now, the first part of the diary, first question I ask is, it's called a retrospective entry. And that retrospective entry means this. It means when you look at yesterday, you contemplate what happened yesterday. You don't just reflect on it and make a list of stuff you did. You look at the meaning of it, of what happened yesterday. And you think of it and think, wow, I didn't like that, or I did like that. You really think it through. And then you say, okay, for today, prospectively, what will I do today, either to get rid of what I didn't like yesterday or to do what I want to do today? And here's the thing. I can't ask you to retrospectively look at yesterday 4 or 5 days and write the same thing down every single day and ask you to fake it. In fact, you can't do it either. If I get you to peel back the layers, if I make you aware, if 4 or 5 days in a row you're saying, I did this again and again and again, I don't like it, what are you doing? So the whole point is to become very aware of what you're doing in your life. Again, you have to know where you are today to get where you want to be. So I look at everything in your life, all the stuff you do, all the emotional stuff we all carry, all the skills we all carry, all that stuff. I look at all that as just kind of your inventory. It's like walking into a Walmart. All that stuff in a Walmart, it's just their inventory, right? Well, that's your life. And you know what? Probably we could fill up a Walmart with this stuff on our brain, couldn't we? I look at it as an inventory. And so a long time ago, 12, 13 years ago, kind of a biblical concept when you think about it, I said, guys, you need to take your inventory. And I never forget saying it to my first coaching client. They said, what do you mean by that? I said, well, that means you want to examine your finances, your job, your relationships, your responsibilities, your dreams, your goals, your hours, everything, no matter what you're doing. What kind of complexity do you have in your life? How many kids do you have? What kind of car do you have? What are the problems you're facing? All the stuff, every little demon that you've got, every responsibility, every good thing, every bad thing. I mean, a list that's 10 miles long. Now, for some of you, you're going to knock it out in 5 minutes. Now, you sit down and say, okay, just like Walmart, okay, it's inventory time. I have to go figure out all this stuff that's in my head that's either helping me or hurting me or whatever. I got to go do that. Every single area of my life, I'm going to take an inventory and I'm going to build a list. You can do it on a spreadsheet, a legal pad. I don't care what it is. It's scary to dig in the dark corners of your life, isn't it? I've seen it again and again, though, because when we peel it back and you no longer can look in the mirror and lie to yourself, and you know change has to happen, the only thing we can do is pull our head out of the sand and take an inventory of every single thing that's going on in our life, and whether we like it or not, we got to own up to it. Eating too much? You got to own up to it. Drinking too much? Same thing. Don't have a good relationship with your kids, with your family. How long can you lie about that one? Don't have enough money, don't have a good job. How long are you going to put up with it? I know you're busy, you got stuff going on. But until you stop and take an inventory of everything that is actually going on inside the dark corners of your life, and the good stuff too, by the way, it's going to leave you kind of blocked. But I promise, when you shine that light, everything inside that you don't want to see right now, maybe you haven't seen for years, maybe, honestly, you haven't thought about for your whole life, but it's down there. It's in your dreams. It pops out at the end of a vacation. You suddenly find yourself able to move freely. You're not held back anymore. You're taking all that weight and just let it go. Can't carry all that weight your whole life. You just can't. So I'll repeat it. You must know where you are now before you will be able to go where you want to go. Can't take it all with you. And sometimes you can't even get started if you don't clear it up right now. So if you have the nerve, if you have the courage, if you have some time, sit down, pull out a piece of paper, pull out a spreadsheet. I don't care how you do it. Look at every single area of your life and start writing down every single thing you can think of. I mean everything. Everything. Leave no detail hidden. Watch what happens when you do that. You're going to come up with a list very quickly of what you want to get rid of and what you want to keep. Inventory is everything. Take it. Tomorrow, starting over. What would you do if you had to? How would you do it?
Keep moving, gotta get back up. What? Keep moving, gotta get back